Poopsy the Killer 2. Poop2y. It was night. A killer in a white hoodie, who was also called Jeff, walked down the road. It was Jeff the Killer. As he walked, he saw a girl with blue hair leaning on a wall. Another victim, he smiled as he approached her. This was no ordinary girl, though. This was Poopsy, a serial killer with a special mind and supernatural powers. Poopsy shot back in a karate stance and swung around and kicked the knife out of Jeff's hands. Ha! Laughed Jeff. I analyze situations well, so I know that I can just pick the knife back up. Suddenly Poopsy went bright red. He was just like her, but not that much like her, because Poopsy was really unique and originally definitely not influenced in any way by Jeff. I can't kill one of my own, said Poopsy as she rested her hand on Jeff's shoulder. The name is Poopsy. Jeff's cheeks went red as he blushed back. I'm Jeff. Well, Jeff, nice to meet you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go.
Jeff sounds like a fucking chain smoker.
I've been a killer for 25 years. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go. I've got a note to head. I've got a note to head to abandoned building. Head to abandoned building. No, because stories can't make sense. Jeff scoffed as he strutted up to Poopsy whilst clicking his fingers like a bad boy. Come on, you sugar. You need some help, and I got the goods. Jeff flexed, causing Poopsy to blush. Too bad, little boy. I work alone. She smiled as she walked without him. Poopsy had such a special mind, and she saw things differently than the others. This made it hard to relate to, as Poopsy was too unique and different for the outside world. She had to work alone. For now. Poopsy put on her headphones and listened to sad music as it rained. She was once a normal girl, now a killer because she was bullied and led down a dark path. Poopsy looked at the note she had. There was a picture of a masked girl on it. The mask was dark and looked like a mask a killer would wear on their face. Made Poopsy cautious, but she knew people needed her. Poopsy was a killer, but only killed bad people. Nobody else knew that. Everyone thinks Poopsy is evil, bad little chick, but really she is helping them. She is a hero in disguise. Suddenly, Masked Girl jumped down from a rooftop. She was wearing a trench coat and didn't walk very well. Looks like I got a visitor, said Poopsy. No, not a visitor. This is not your house, said the Masked Girl. Actually, the outside world is my home, said Poopsy. I'm not a normal girl like other girls. I'm a dark killer. The Masked Girl shed a tear.
Ooh, edgy.
Oh, I cut myself on those edges. The Masked Girl shed a tear. Well, I'll see you around, she said, and she ran away. So, what's the point of that? Poopsy watched her run like a crazy man. Nobody around here stays for long, she sighed as she followed the abandoned building. Poopsy recognized the Masked Girl from the posters around the city. The city was covered in wanted posters with a picture of her mask as she was stealing tubs of meat from all the butchers in the city. She was wanted dead or alive. This is some Skyrim shit right here. Poopsy knew she could easily bring her into the justice system, but the justice system wanted Poopsy too, and she didn't want to work with them. She was a black sheep and had to protect her fellow people. Poopsy did not want to think about it. She was so alone, and it made her cry. 3 tears came down from each of her beautiful eyes, and she ran. Oh, how she ran into the night to forget her troubles. As she ran, an old man looked out the window and saw her run past. You can't run from the problems forever, Poopsy shouted at her. Poopsy hadn't been the same since her boyfriend Grubs died in a tragic accident. Grubs was a nice boy and had a bike, and Poopsy missed him more every day.
Hold on a second, hold on. How many people has this chick fucking ran into that are murderers? And she's like, I've got to protect my own. It's like, bitch, they're crazy. And I'm pretty sure the whole rush...
No, I think she's talking about, like, oh no, as in my own, as in other black sheep.
Oh. I was thinking, like, fellow serial killers. Because personally, if I was a serial killer, I think I'd get the greatest rush in the world if I managed to outsmart another serial killer.
Perhaps. As Poopsy approached the abandoned building, she got chills at her back. She walked inside, and suddenly the door shut behind her and locked. Poopsy jumped up. Have I been bamboozled? She asked in shock. She turned around and saw the Masked Girl standing in the room. Oh dear, Poopsy, such a foolish girl. Always putting others before herself, the girl said. Poopsy squinted as she looked at the mask. It looked like an old, scary mask, and it scared even Poopsy, who was the bravest girl. Identify yourself, shouted Poopsy like a medic. Medic! The Masked Girl just stood there, taunting Poopsy with her voluptuous body. We were once classmates, you and I, said the girl. Poopsy squinted. some more, trying the hardest to identify the girl. I had no friends at school, said Poopsy, so that makes you an enemy! Poopsy ran her like an angry bull, but she slid out of the way as her movements were so fluid like liquid. No friends, Poopsy. Well, that really is pathetic. You are such a hoot, the girl laughed in Poopsy's face. Well, I did have a lover once. His name was Krebs, said Poopsy, and she leaped and spun around majestically like an orc with her hands in a heart symbol. Ha! Laughed the girl as she walked up to Poopsy and flicked her on the nose. Poopsy, you are ugly and no one loved you, laughed the girl as Poopsy crossed her arms angrily. Poopsy's eyes suddenly opened, and she used her special mind to analyze the situation. She knew someone who once said that such mean things to her, but she was dead. Bertha! Gasped Poopsy. But I killed you in my grand finale! So you finally realized that I am one of the undead! The mouse girl smirked. When I was alive, you may have called me Bertha, but my birth is long over. Now I am Deatha!
No. Fuck that. That's terrible.
That's great. The girl pulled her mask away and revealed a skeleton face. Poopsy's biggest fear in life are skeletons, and this caused her to do a backflip in fear. Don't you hate it when you get so scared you do a backflip in fear? How?
Yeah.
Poopsy screamed in fear. Her nails claws knew her own face as she gasped in agonizing terror to the sight before her. Her old classmate, now a reanimated undead corpse. What happened to you? You are a monstrosity to all creation. Okay, but that's a little rude, Poopsy. Look, I'm not expecting an apology, but please have decency not to say that again, alright? Deatha sighed as she took off her trench coat, revealing her entire body to be a skeleton. The coat and pants had been stuffed with ham to flesh her out. Poopsy gagged.
Wait. How long ago was this? How long ago was Deatha killed or whatever?
I don't know. It's not very clear.
Okay, well, let's just assume that it wasn't that long ago. It takes fucking forever for a corpse to fucking decay to a point where it's a skeleton.
Alright, yeah, you got a fair point there.
So, I'll fucking put that in the comment section, telling them they're losers.
Poopsy gagged the side of the skeleton, covered in ham. It was truly her worst nightmare, and looked really scary. As a non-kosher skeleton approached her, Poopsy used her special mind to analyze the situation. She figured out she needed to escape, but how? Poopsy remembered. When she got really nervous, she backflipped, so she decided to face her fears. Poopsy ran up to Deatha and closed her eyes. She was going to do the unthinkable. She was going to lick the ham. What?
I just thought of something. Hold on, I just thought of something for my character's semblance.
No, now is not the time. Poopsy's mouth opened up and her cute tongue came out. It was a tongue that she treated well with dignity. It was limited to touching tacos and nuggets, but today she would violate it and couldn't help but shed a tear to her comrade. As her tongue touched the ham, dipping in Bertha's body, Poopsy's body immediately coiled in response. She flew backwards, cartwheeling like a slinky until she broke through a window. Bertha stood there in shock. Poopsy was just too clever. Yes?
What food?
What?
What food did she only use it
She
with?
had ham stuffed in her coat to, like, flesh her out because she was just a skeleton.
No, not what I meant. Like,
tacos and nuggets?
I'm not gonna comment.
Poopsy's body flew through the air and landed in the graveyard. Immediately she started to cry, remembering Grubs and his bike. Grubs and Poopsy would how they would ride with a bike and go to the graveyard and look at the ghosts together with their special minds. Poopsy stopped slowly and began to waltz around the graveyard as she cried over Grubs. Yeah, I cry and waltz at the same time. All the ghosts came up and watched the girl dance by herself, and they all got so sad and started to clap. Thank you, said Poopsy to the ghosts as they applauded her with tears in their eyes. A meaningless but heartfelt response. If only Grubs were here, she sighed. Grubs is dead, babe, said the bad boy in a motorbike. Poopsy looked up and saw Jeff sitting on the motorbike. He almost looked like Grubs in the moonlight. Except for he was taller, and his name wasn't Grubs, it was Jeff. Jeff, Bertha is back and she's gonna kill everyone, Poopsy cried, throwing herself into the floor and waving her arms majestically. Kinda makes you question your morals, doesn't it? Jeff said ominously.
Oh god, he's smoking again.
Whatever you mean. Whatever do you mean? Poopsy responded in a curious and sultry manner as she jammed a finger into her mouth to please Jeff. Well, we are killers, Poops, said Jeff like an ominous killer. Bertha is just one of us, except she's a skeleton covered in ham. Poopsy flipped her hair as it began to rain, her fingers slowly moving down her chin as she purred. Well, my dear, that's a pretty big difference, don't you think? Physically, yes, but morally we are the same, grunted Jeff in an ominous and brooding way. If a skeleton covered in ham had morals, it would be a skeleton covered in McNuggets. Oh no, that was Poopsy. Poopsy sighed. My God, Jeff spoke. You're right. I would have never thought of that. How on earth did you? Poopsie silenced him by placing her damn finger over his lips. Special mind, hun. Oh, Poops, smiled Jeff. Hop on, my hoopty.
This is
Poopsie jumped to the back of his motorbike. What does this thing run on, gas? I guess you could say that, Jeff grinned as he finished a can of beans.
I'm done. This is fucked.
Why do I bother? Death sighed as she looked into a mirror. My plans are brilliant, but Poopsie has a special mind. She can analyze these situations and only find a way to defeat me. Her only weakness is her gigantic heart. This and Death grinned as she rubbed her fingers together. She put on her pants and coat and did a little jig to the school. It was night, so nobody was at school, so she snuck in and saw a pile of rocks and a dead body sitting by the front. They just left the body there?
Apparently.
Death walked up to the body before picking it up. We meet again, grubs. Death was still the same bully she was when she was Bertha and made fun of the dead body, throwing some rocks at his face for old times. Death's violence had caused Poopsie to have an existential crisis, since it was Poopsie, after all, who accidentally dropped the knife in the grub's face, killing him that gruesome day. Death's smile faded as she realized how her bants. I've never seen that word before. Poopsie caused so much heartbreak. Death just wanted Poopsie to throw away her tacos and to throw rocks at Grubs' face, but through the accident of Poopsie's behalf, Grubs was dead. Poopsie was a killer, and Bertha was Deatha, a skeleton covered in ham wearing a trench coat. It was truly an unexpected turn of events. Genius writing! Wow, if you think about it, this is actually, like, a sad situation. Like, some boy just suddenly became a skeleton person. And, like, turned someone into a murderer. Like, this is, like... Better writing than most COD games. After she shed a tear, she sliced Grub's skin off, carefully crushing into skin with chunks of ham before she stepped into his skin and slid back to the church. As she arrived, a motorbike rode up to the same scene on it, and on it sat Jeff and Poopsie. You know, this really needs more commas. Poopsie jumped off of the side of Grubs. It appeared that he too had been brought back to life, and so he ran up and hugged him. Jeff sighed and flipped his hair out of his eye to look like a cool person. It's not what it looks like, Grubs. I know he has a bigger bike, but we are not together. My heart belongs to you. Smiled Poopsie as she kissed his lips. And when she did, she took a big whiff, and her face turned pale. Grubs stank of ham. Confused, she screamed as she squeezed his body and squished it like it was filled with chunks of ham. But nobody's perfect. She kissed again. Grubs, on second thought you were dead, and maybe it's best to rest. She sighed, heartbroken. Poopsie, I always loved you, said Grubs, and I will always love you, Grubs, cried Poopsie, as she stroked his curly black hair. Poopsie sighed and looked. Hold on, so Bertha's body is a skeleton, but Grubs isn't?
Yeah, I think we have some continuity errors.
Poopsie sighed and looked him in the eyes. He didn't look his best, but she did drop a knife into his face, so she didn't want to bring that up. I guess today will be my last day of kissing Grubs, she whimpered, pulling in Grubs as two lovers kissed. Suddenly, Poopsie's tongue was bitten, and she screamed as Grubs began to cackle, his skin jiggling as it fell off, revealing Deatha underneath. Oh, Poopsie, walking into a trap once again with your big heart, Deatha laughed. It's not my fault. I love him so much, cried Poopsie. It's not my fault. I have a special mind. Poopsie then kicked Deatha in the stomach. She flew back into a tree. Deatha laughed. I could do all this in a day, Poopsie. Well, too bad. It's not day, it's night, said Poopsie as lightning struck the tree and Deatha's bones exploded into ashes and scattered across the city.
I don't even know what to say.
Finally, a proper burial, said Jeff to Poopsie. Now her soul can rest in peace. More like pizzas, said Poopsie as she stroked Grubs' empty skin. Just then a ghost flew down from the sky. It was Bertha. Poopsie, you've killed me again, man! Said Bertha, who was mildly upset about the whole evening. I'm sorry I killed you, said Poopsie in a dark, ominous tone which impressed Jeff. But now I've been properly buried to my ashes scattering. I'm a ghost and I can finally sleep, said Bertha as her ghost lay down in Poopsie's lap. Bertha, you have been nothing but pain to me. Do you know how many tacos I threw away because of you? Poopsie said as Bertha began to fade. Poopsie, remember when you dropped the knife in the Grub's head, said Bertha. I don't know. I think I might have forgotten that. Oh, wait. No, I don't. That moment scared me for life, you big meanie, Poopsie smiled. I fucked up on that one. I don't know. I think I might have forgotten that. Oh, wait, no. I don't. That one would scare me for life, you big meanie, cried Poopsy. No, said Bertha. It was my fault. I shouldn't have been throwing rocks at Grubs' head, and I threw the rock to the knife and out of your hand. It was all my fault. It was all my plan, Poopsy, not you, Poopsy smiled. Thank you, Bertha. I guess both of our souls can rest tonight. Bertha's ghost faded away, and Poopsy got back up and looked at Jeff. We gave Bertha a proper barrier. We have to give Grubs one too.
Oh.
She said. I keep messing these up, and she tucked his skin into her backpack and got on Jeff's motorbike. Drive to the school, Jeff. This is a bad idea, Poops. I'm not allowed within 15 feet of a school anymore, blushed Jeff. Poopsy pushed Jeff off his motorbike. Oi, he shouted as he fell off. Look, Jeff, Grubs is my first love. I still love you, but... What? What? You got in one motorbike ride, and you met in a cemetery once.
Wait, who?
Jeff?
Grubs or Jeff? Yeah, actually both seem pretty fucking stupid, to be honest.
But I have to... Well, I bet Grubs kind of makes sense, because, you know, they're both, like, getting bullied and such.
Somewhat.
But I have to sort this out first, and then meet you later. You wouldn't understand what it's like to lose your first love, she said as she drove away. But I do understand, Poopsy, Jeff cried. You are my first love. Oh, shit. Oh, shit, it's just getting dramatic.
Yeah.
Poopsy
Yeah,
drove...
completely. You know, we just met like 10 hours ago, and now we're completely like
Less
falling
than
each
that.
other.
Maybe like 2 hours. Poopsy drove furiously down the road. So fast, the grub's skin was flapping around in the wind. She drove to the school and jumped off while the motorbike was still moving before it crashed into the front reception. Looks like school is out, Poopsy said in a really cool voice, but sadly no one was around to hear her. Poopsy bent over and picked up Grub's skinless body, which she then dressed back into a skin. Now where was I? She smiled before burying him in the soil. She finally had the chance to say goodbye to her one true love. As she finished burying him, she sat waiting to be graced by Grub's ghost. Just then, she heard a scream. It was both lovely and horrifying. She jumped up and looked around as she saw him. Ghost Grubs screamed as he lay on the floor. Grubs? Poopsy screamed. We should be at peace now, with the dead. As she walked closer, she saw Bertha's ghost smiling as she threw ghost rocks at Grubs.
Ah.
Poopsy fell into her knees and screamed super loud. It probably woke some people up. She did not care, because now she was a real deranged killer. Everyone had been mean to her all her life and bullied her. She was a bad little chick now, and this meant serious business. Poopsy astral projected and left her body and walked over to Bertha. Okay. Poopsy, yelled Bertha, but you're not a ghost. Poopsy wrapped her spirit hands around Bertha's neck. No, I'm not a ghost, but you are. Let's make this a ghost toast. Poopsy whipped out some ghost knives, which are knives for ghosts that can kill ghosts forever. Bertha began to scream as Poopsy raised a knife and looked her in the eye. This time, I'm not sorry I kill you. Poopsy stabbed Bertha with a knife, and her ghost screamed as she disappeared from existence. Poopsy entered her body again and got up and looked at Grubs. Poopsy, you saved me, he smiled. Yes, that's what I do, said Poopsy. She sat down next to him. Now, you are at rest, Grubs, she said as he slowly began to fade into the sky. Poopsy, he said as he faded away peacefully. Poopsy sighed and she got up again and walked off to the night. She was back where she started, a lone wolf with this world of sheep. Suddenly a tall, skinny man in his suit tapped her on the shoulder. Excuse me, milady, but I have a mansion full of killers and outsiders like yourself. Would you care to join us? Poopsy turned around to see the man, who had no face and tentacles, which took her back a little. What do you have for breakfast at your mansion? She asked as the sun began to rise. Tacos, said Slender Man, and the two laughed as they walked to the horizon and jumped in midair. The end. Or is it?
No offense, this is pretty stupid.
That's the point. Well, you mean like the story is stupid, or the fact that I'm reading the story is stupid?
Both.
Yeah. But I'm not known for quality content, now am I?
True.
So yeah. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, whatever time you decide to accidentally click on this video, and then accidentally leave it open and accidentally watch the entirety of it. Please accidentally hit that subscribe button while you're at it.